Bracketology presented by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, breaking down the 2024 Texas High School Football Playoff brackets. I'm Greg Tepper. This is the smallest 11-man classification, 2A Division II, but just because it's small doesn't mean that it doesn't have big-time playmakers, big-time storylines, and big-time intrigue. 2A Division II is going to be a lot of fun, maybe even more fun than usual. Let's start with Region 1. Up in Region 1, I think there's a couple of teams that really catch my eye. One of them is Groover. The Greyhounds polished off a perfect regular season. They have been terrific. I think they really caught everybody's eye when they knocked off Stratford earlier in the season, and that is a team that I think Stratford, the preseason #1 team in the state, still has Bryce Braden, still a threat. When they put it together, they're one of the best teams in Texas high school football. But I think they also got a very, very tough draw. Second round matchup with Wink. That's a serious Wink team. A third round matchup potentially with Ropes, which was recently state ranked, a team to beat. In the top half of the bracket, they could be seeing a regional final with a team like Groover. So Stratford has a tough draw. I think Groover's a threat. I think Wink is a threat. I think Stratford's a threat. Region 1 figures to be a lot of fun. Over to Region 2. Region 2 is where you've got the two-time defending state champs in the Albany Lions, but is this the year where Albany falls back to the pack? I will tell you that if they're going to fall back to the pack, we'll find out in a hurry, because I think that they could have a second round matchup with Archer City, not a cakewalk, and specifically a third round matchup with the #1 team in the state, the Munster Hornets, okay? Munster looking absolutely dominant towards the end, the last part of the season. They get a big win over Collinsville, who's still a threat, but now has to deal with Wellington in the second round of the playoffs. I think Windthorst is dangerous as well, and do not sleep on Miles. So for Albany to get out of their region, they will have to navigate what I think is a souped-up Region 2. On to Region 3. Over in Region 3, Mart has won this region for the last 10 million years. And they were cruising towards this being a boring section of this video. Until week 11. In week 11, they go out there and get throttled by Goldthwaite. They lose their first district game in 50 games. And suddenly all of us are like, well, what's going on with Mart? It's for the first time it has thinking, what if it's not Mart? Now, don't get me wrong. I think Mart still needs to enter as the favorite in Region 3. But I would contend to you that that opens the door, at least, for a team like Lovelady, for a team like Bremond. There are other teams, I think, that could pounce if this is a wounded Mart team. The good thing for Mart, I think that they're going to be favorites in their first round game against Cumbie. But Overton lurks in the second round. And then a team like Maud or a team that beat them, right, in Goldthwaite, the week 11 loss to Goldthwaite just really messed things up for me, and so I don't know how to read it. It would not be a surprise if that's just a bump in the road and Mart gets into the playoffs and does what they normally do. But if the door is open, Lovelady and Bremond feel like the most likely to walk through it. Over in Region 4. Region 4 got a facelift in realignment, specifically with the addition of Shiner, who drops down from 2A Division II. And after some early season losses, Shiner has gotten their wheels on in a serious way. They are a wagon defensively, running game. They are a lot of fun to watch. I think they are the clear favorite, at least in the bottom half of this bracket. Up at the top, the threats to them are probably a team like Junction, who finishes the year state ranked, or a team like Somerville. They've already beaten Falls City, but it's tough to beat a good team twice. The good thing for Shiners, I think they got a favorable draw. This is the tougher half of the region in my mind, and so for Shiner, it feels like they've got a clear path to a regional final where they would see one of those contenders. So when you take a look at 2A Division II as a whole, again, there have been years where we've just penciled in Mart. Things are kind of open now. I think Region 1 has a ton of fun in it, specifically out there in far west Texas in the Panhandle. Down here, can Albany hold on to their throne, or can a team like Munster grab it from them? And then in Region 4, has Shiner's arrival in 2A Division II changed the game in Region 4? It is a fascinating bracket for the smallest classification in 11-man football, and we will have you covered every step of the way at texasfootball.com.